everybody. I'm Cassidy, one of your Indianapolis Colts cheerleaders, and you're watching the Believe in Colts podcast.
What's going on, Colts Nation? I'm Lawrence Owen, back with you with another Believe in Colts podcast, and today we're going to go over Jonathan Taylor's return press conference, right? He come back. He had yesterday, he had a walkthrough. Today was his first actual physical practice, finding out where he's at in his recovery process. A lot of questions from media. Obviously, some of them were answered, some of them weren't, right? Which is how it works when it comes to certain topics in the NFL, generally injuries and contracts, generally not really talked about too much by anyone, right? Whether you're a coach or a player or a GM or something of that nature, they try to keep that behind closed doors. But there is a lot to go over. We're going to get into the entire press conference in just a moment. But before we do, I got to remind everybody that BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, NFL, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember, use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. So let's not even dilly-daddle too much. Let's go ahead and get into it right now and actually see exactly what Jonathan Taylor had to say to the media.
Do you want to be a Colt? Have you rescinded your trade request, and where do things stand on that front?
Number one, just first off, feels really good to finally be healthy. I mean, number one, the whole time the main goal was to be healthy. Everyone in this whole thing, the main goal was to be healthy, to go out there, to be able to do what I love, which is play football. So just going through that journey throughout this whole time, been a lot of things said and done, but at the end of the day, the number one overall goal for everybody was for me to get healthy. And I think everybody was on the same page with that one.
When did you get healthy?
Over the course of this whole offseason. There's never a specific date because there's always progressions. There's always, hey, okay, we got to break through this wall. Then we got to break through that next wall. So just being able to maintain that perseverance until you get the achieved goal that you want.
Have there been any other issues, sticking points with you besides just your injury, or what other factors have kind of gone into how you've operated? Maybe?
Operated on.
Well, let me ask you this: has there been any other sticking points for you beyond getting on the field other than your injury?
No, number one thing was me getting healthy. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not healthy, you can't be on the field. The number one ability is availability, and I pride myself on that. So, especially battling through last year, my number one goal was to make sure I eliminated all of that. I'm just not a guy that doesn't want to be on the field and off the field. Now, of course, if you can't go, you can't go, but I didn't want to be a kind of guy where, we're dealing with this, we're dealing with that. I just wanted to make sure I got 100% healthy, and everyone did.
After the offseason again, when there were trade requests, whatever, how committed are you now to the team? I mean, are you here 100% and all that?
I don't think it matters on if I'm saying I'm committed or not, because I'm here. I mean, if somebody wasn't committed, they wouldn't be here. And right now I'm here, and my number one goal is to really attack this first practice. It's been over 290 days, I believe. I mean, when you're not doing what you love, you're gonna notice it. So it's been over 290 days. So my main goal has been to attack this first day. Yesterday was a walkthrough, so today is the, second first day.
As you say, Jonathan, a lot of things can be said and done. How do you feel about you and your sides? If you had to do it all over again, would you do everything you've done the same, or would you change anything?
Oh, everything that I've done to get healthy to this point, I would do exactly the same. I am feeling very, very healthy now, and I'm really just trying to really focus and make sure that when I step out on that field, you got to get acclimated. The number one thing, everyone knows there's an injury risk when you haven't done something like this, a physical sport, for this long, and just getting back out there, not even just getting back integrated, hearing plays, it's just a feeling of being on the field. That's going to be something that I haven't done in a while.
What about the contractual stuff, Jonathan? The trade request, the contracts, all that stuff. Do you like how your side has And how the Colts side. How do you like how everybody's behaving?
Yeah, I'm not here to get into any contract things. Those were over the course of this offseason, but the season is here. We got the Tennessee Titans on the clock. Division game, division matchup. You know, what are you going to do? You know, are you going to boast up and get ready to defend your house, or are you going to fold? So that's a big emphasis for us this week.
How soon you're running back? How soon can you play?
That's the question that we don't know. Like I said, I haven't had a first practice yet. I've had a walkthrough. So I'm super excited to finally get out there for the first time and just see where has all the hard work taken me. You know, just day in and day out, inching closer and closer every single day.
As your teammates have observed what's going on, and they probably have questions too, what have you told them and try to explain the situation to them?
I mean, I've been in communication with my teammates the whole time. I've been here rehabbing. They've been asking me every day, hey, how you feeling? I'm telling them, hey, I'm inching closer and closer. So the day has finally come now for me to finally hit the field. So it's just an awesome feeling when you've been working so hard to get to a certain point, and now you're finally back doing what you love.
Nobody understands your body like you do, obviously. So can you help us understand how you have a surgery in January, but you're not able to get on the field by September?
Really, I think the answer to that question would be if I asked James, like, hey, you know, what's the difference between you and myself getting a surgery? Well, it's because he got a surgery and I got a surgery. So at the end of the day, everyone heals different. No surgery is the same. And all that matters is, can you persevere each and every single day? Because I'll tell you one thing, rehab is tough. So, you know, now going through that for the first time, a real surgical rehab, I commend those guys, you know, who have had some pretty devastating injuries.
What's it been like when you, obviously, we haven't heard from you in quite a while. What's it been like hearing all these narratives and all these stories and rumors and facts and whatnot? Have you sit back and taken all this in?
Oh, no, it's okay. I mean, it's the media's job to speculate and, what's going on? Only one thing that matters is the people inside of these walls.
You still want an extension? Do you still want to trade?
What'd you say?
Do you still want an extension, and do you still want to trade?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into any contract stuff. This is a big day for me. So just to go back out there and do what I love, it's a big day for me. So I'm just excited for that. I'm actually laser focused on that because it's not a huge day for necessarily, I know everybody's excited, my teammates, coaches, but I'm excited. I know you guys don't usually see me super excited all the time, but I'm really excited, you know, when you've been out for something for a while and you're finally back into the groove.
Whatever acrimony existed, whether you acknowledge it or not, how did you go about just kind of getting to this point, right? I mean, we haven't seen you this engaged and so forth, but like, how did you get to this point? How did you guys resolve things interpersonally and all that?
Oh, well, the number one thing was just continuing to attack the rehab every single day. Like I said, the number one goal was to get healthy, and I believe everybody was on the same page with that. So just being able to work in communication with their organization and my squad, just being able to provide any and everything that I needed in order to get back out there on the field.
You've seen the quarterback play for 3 games or 4 games. What have you seen of him, and what you could really add to this offense?
I think I really saw someone he was a tough competitor. Especially this past game. I mean, I was kind of all over the place. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, we can pull this out. You know, I'm rooting for guys like, oh, let's go, let's make this catch. Oh my God, good run. But one thing I saw from him was how he had the guys rally around him, and that's what you want. And you know, as a leader, as a quarterback, that's what you want. You want to be able to have guys rally around you. So I was really excited to see that from him. I mean, shoot, he just turned 21, so I don't know how that feels to him interpersonally. You know, everyone deals with pressure differently, but I couldn't really see too much of it on this past weekend.
Jonathan, do you want to be a Colt?
Excuse me?
Do you want to be a Colt?
Oh, listen, like I said, I'm here right now, and my number one thing is to take care of my teammates. A lot of people worry about what I want. Doesn't matter what necessarily I want. What matters is what this team needs, what this team wants, what this city wants, and what this city needs. And what this city needs is a championship. And while I'm here, that's what I'm going to work my tail off to do. That's what I work my tail off to get the opportunity to do. You know, I think when you've been out for a while, you start looking at it and you say, man, when you have that opportunity, and I never took it for granted, but even when it's taken away, you still are like, man, that was a great opportunity, and I can't wait to have another opportunity. So, like I said, I never took it for granted at all, so you know health comes first.
Jonathan, this relationship is not in a good place. many months ago. What has changed coming to today?
Well, I mean, the relationship as far as with me.
Well, you asked for a trade, you asked for an extension, right? You don't want to talk about that today, I understand that, but what, if anything, has changed in your approach?
The number one thing that changed is that I'm finally able to step back on the practice field. Like I said, it's a big day. It's a huge day just because you got nerves, you're anxious, you want to do well. Just you've been working so much, and you can simulate as many things as you want, but nothing simulates football but playing football. So being able to go out there and really, really just test the waters and just see hey, everything you did every single day, all the work you put in. Let's see where it takes us.
JT, I know you said you're here now. What kept you from being around previously in previous weeks, practice, games, things like that?
Oh, I've been around. Like I said, the number one goal was for me to get 100% healthy. So I think just being in communication with the training staff and the team and getting everyone on the same page in order to make sure, hey, not only myself, but everyone who is injured and off the field has everything they completely need in order to get back on the field and do what they love.
So you brought up how long you've been out from football. I mean, do you feel a need to kind of show either the Colts or the league that you are healthy again, you can get back to those 2021 levels?
I don't think it's a matter of showing the Colts or other teams or players. I think it's about yourself. Like I said, you have people directing you and helping you to rehab and get back, but you want to show yourself hey, I've been working. I've been working for a long time for this moment. So I want to just prove to myself, hey, let's just see all of those days where you thought you couldn't get another rep in, you thought, oh, this muscle is sore, and you push through it. Let's see where it takes us today.
You know your body. Do you feel like that guy who ran for 1,800 yards a couple years ago?
Like I said, today, look, you guys are first day, first day today. So, like I said, that's why I told you guys it's a big day today, and I'm excited. I can't wait. Like I said, a lot of nerves, but I mean, you get nerves every game, but the great players learn how to work through it.
Jonathan, what does it mean to have all the support of your
You feel
teammates?
like you may have your foot out the door.
Hold on, one of y'all got to repeat.
Chris, then Dave, and then we'll cut it.
All your teammates have had your back in that locker room. What does that kind of support mean from your brotherhood of guys?
Oh, I mean, it says a lot. Whenever your brothers see you down and injured, they just want you back on the field. First of all, they want you healthy. And then once you're healthy, they want you back on the field. So just hearing their love and support throughout this whole thing, hey, JT, keep grinding every single day. We're ready for you. Just take care of yourself and make sure you get 100% right. So it just shows you the kind of guys we have in the locker room.
What do you want to say to Colts fans? Some of them may feel like you've got a foot out the door. You're not here for the long term. What do you want to say to fans?
Oh, I've definitely seen some fans, actually out in person too, and they show me a lot of love and support. So I definitely appreciate that 100%.
Well, that was interesting. So Jonathan Taylor, obviously, he really focused heavily, on the fact that it was all about getting back healthy, right? There's a lot of talks. He's been healthy this whole time, so to speak, right? I mean, people out there saying, oh, he's just holding out because, he wants traded, he wants a contract. He's not actually injured. I said back right before the season started, when the Indianapolis Colts, right, granted his trade request, said, hey, go out, search for a trade partner if you wish, right? They let him go. But we never saw Jonathan Taylor come off the PUP list at all. And the Indianapolis Colts didn't sign a waiver for him to do any kind of practice. Because when you're on the PUP list or IR or something like that, you can't do workouts. It's against NFL rules to do workouts. So he could not do workouts with these teams to show them that he was 100% fully back the way he was, right? When he was doing all this stuff and contacting team, so that, without that really limited his options to be able to really show teams that, this wasn't just a move to get money or whatnot. This was, he was still Jonathan Taylor. He could have legitimately, if he was still healthy, said, well, I'd like to go ahead, since it's still the offseason, you can come off PUP list anytime. I'd like to go ahead and take that physical, pass the physical, get off the PUP list, and then we'll work on the trade, because the Colts gave him a deadline looking for a trade, right? Which was, final cut day for the offseason. He could have done that, but he didn't, which tells me he was still legitimately trying to, come back from this injury to get 100% healthy. Now, the question to me is, was he doing everything he could prior to get 100% healthy, right? I mean, that's a big question. Colts done said, you're not going, after the season starts, once the season's on, we're not, that's your limitation for looking. At that point, you're done. He could have come off the PUP, went out, worked. No, he lost 4 games of the season, which is 4 paychecks, mind you. Okay? 4 paychecks he missed for being on PUP. You think he wanted to miss paychecks? Nah, not when you're only making $4.3 million this year. Okay? He didn't want to miss any of those paychecks, because those are chunky paychecks. He would have came off the PUP list ASAP. That's the way I see it. The Colts had to put him on PUP because he was still recovering. So that's a lot of what Jonathan Taylor had to say. I had to get 100% healthy, had to get this pain gone, had to make sure that I was still, back the way I was. This is Jonathan Taylor's first real injury in the NFL. Not just NFL, but football in general. Before last year, dude never even missed a practice through high school, college, and the NFL, right? So this was all something very, very new to Jonathan Taylor. And he even said, right? He said, for all of you guys out there that had significant injuries and had surgeries, I commend you for coming back from that, right? Because I kind of get the idea and understanding now what it takes to do that. I get it. He had the surgery back in January, but recovery time, it differs from person to person, surgery to surgery. Even if it's the exact same person with the exact same injury done by the exact same doctor, every single surgery is a little bit different. Things happen. Things are not exactly the same. So it takes a little longer for some than others. So that's what I'm not too upset. I do believe there is a little bit of credence to the fact that he has been fully trying to get back on the field. He did say, look, that the question was, are you committed to the Indianapolis Colts, right? Are you committed to this team going forward? And he said, I'm here, ain't I? Look, when Jonathan Taylor's out there practicing, in his entire history, he's out there and he puts 110%. We've all seen it. Even when he's just training camp practicing against other teams, he's out there defending his teammates and bashing in the opponents, playing like it's a daggone game out there, right? When the other team is being what he feels a little too physical, then he goes back and shows them what physicality really is. I like his mentality when it comes to practice. I understand that right now he's 100%. He's got to go out there and put the best tape he can anyhow, right? Because let's face it, he knows it, you know it, I know it, the whole world knows it. In order for him to get any sort of contract, whether it's with the Indianapolis Colts or another team in the league, he's got to come back from this and really blow up this season. He has to be at least close to what he looked like back in 2021, right? For him to get any kind of a contract this offseason. And it's not to say that, Chris Ballard and the Colts couldn't give him an extension during the season. Ballard said, I've done it before. I'll do it again. That Ballard's not afraid to give an extension, but he's got to see what the heck he's doing. He's got to see what the heck, Jonathan, is it worth it? He's been burnt in the past where players, not going to name names, all right, not naming names, but there's certain players on this team that Ballard has gave extensions to, and then the following season, they look like crap and not lived up to that extension, right? So he's got to know that Jonathan Taylor is as advertised still, even after a surgery on the ankle, which is very vital to everything that Jonathan Taylor does on the field. Okay. I mean, it's all about his explosiveness and his cut ability, right? Obviously, he plays very physical when he runs as well, but his explosiveness and his cut ability, he's that one cut gone guy. And when you have an ankle surgery, got to make sure that you're still sitting on the same page here. All right. Talking about how his teammates throughout this whole situation has had his back, right? His coaches, his teammates. He talked about that a few times, how about, asking him, hey, where are you at, man? All right. How close are you to returning? And he's always saying, I'm one step closer, man. I'm one step closer. It was never, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just, I want out. He's not saying that. He never said that to his teammates, from what I understand, right? That he's looking to get out. As soon as he's able to practice, he's practicing. Because you could still practice. Holding out for a guy at this point in his career would just been an incredibly stupid move. People are still saying, well, he was holding in this whole time. He was on the PUP list. He wasn't allowed to practice. Whether he was holding in or holding out, legally, he wasn't doing either of those, right? Technically. So we'll see what happens. Yes, did he want to get traded? That obviously was there. The Colts offered him to go look. Ballard then right afterwards said, I feel like, this is repairable. It looks like it's very repairable. He himself said, I am super excited to get back to practice and work with this team. Okay. That's huge. Absolutely huge. Now, will we see him this Sunday against the Titans? I doubt it. Maybe. He might get a few 5, 6, 10 snaps. I don't see him starting, obviously, with the way that Zach Moss has been playing. But depending upon how he does with the opportunities of the snaps that he's given from this point forward will determine how many more snaps he gets from week to week. I personally am really excited that Jonathan Taylor's back. Having a guy with that kind of explosiveness and big play ability back there with Anthony Richardson is just an absolute scary thought. And I am really excited myself to see what this will actually produce on the field, because we've all speculated all off season long ever since Anthony Richardson was drafted. And now after the first 4 games that he's played, now we get to actually maybe see how that works. Defenses, they got to pick a side, right? Are you going after Jonathan Taylor, or are you more worried about Anthony Richardson? We're going to find out soon enough. Guys, thank you so much. Let me know in the comments your reaction to exactly what Jonathan Taylor said in his first return press conference after finally coming off the PUP list heading into week 5. I'm Lawrence Owen. This was Believe in Colts, brought to you by Bet Online. And as usual, go Colts.
Do you believe?